Choosing Forever Not Yours as the first single is a decision between the record company and ourselves, and basically the people that we've been working with. It's always interesting to see which one ends up being the single at all, and also which one is the first one. You kind of never know. It feels right, I suppose. It feels more right than wrong.
The video is based on an idea that Harold wanted to do for a while, sort of an arc story, but we wanted to do a twist on it, so we worked on it to try to sort of make it into less of a biblical thing, although it of course has that kind of connotations, but to sort of create a story that was kind of full of tenderness and drama, but at the same time was poking a little fun at the kind of certain aspects of fame and celebrity. So there's this kind of traditional biblical arc story that starts off with the animals and people going on board, and you sort of get the idea very quickly. But I think it'll be very watchable because of Harold's visual style. And then we put in a lot of different cultural references that are not necessarily what you'd take if it was for real, but more kind of fun stuff that sort of makes for enjoyable moments. And then it sort of turns and twists and goes into a whole different thing at the end. We had lots of treatments for this song, and in fact Harold's first treatment was a very kind of Arctic setting, which really fit the song quite well, and I was quite keen on it, but I was sort of I guess outnumbered a bit, and then we sort of I started talking to Harold and said, what can we do? I think the band is really committed, we want to work with you and we want to find an idea that works for the song, and he sent me some ideas over, some more or less, we just took commercials that we really liked, and we said, what about this idea, what about this, and he sent over this one idea that really fit the song quite well. And from there on, it was just a matter of finding out, because certain ideas work for certain groups and for certain songs, and it was just a matter of trying to find a balance. I mean, I still don't know what it's going to be like, if it's going to be successful or not, but I think it'll be quite colorful, and it's been a real trip doing it down here in Cuba as well, because of the kind of experience. I think in a way you got to use videos as an excuse to go to new places and meet new people and new cultures. And this kind of whole, postmodernist idea of the arc goes really well with the Oscar Niemeyer architecture and everything. So it's been a really, really vibrant experience. Well, I think everybody can relate to. I mean, this very kind of troubled times that we've gone through, certainly in the last year, and I think everybody can relate to this kind of feeling of doomsday. But in all of it, you sort of try to make it not so serious, not down, not oppressing, but a celebration of life more. And it's a typically biblical story, but I think in a way, as I said, we're more typical than biblical as a group. Well, we had huge ambitions for this video of all sorts of little details that was going to make it, and in the end you're going to have to make a 3-minute or 4-minute thing for a TV. And you have to make a lot of sacrifices on the way. So how much of it is going to be? I mean, there's not a lot of finger pointing going on. It's a tongue-in-cheek, but it's an opportunity when you make a story with a twist. You can sort of play up to it a little bit. You can role play. You can make fun. You can mock your own role as a band member or as a celebrity or whatever. You can sort of. You can have a joke at your own expense without feeling too bad afterwards. I think the videos that we've done has been a complete mess. I mean, we've tried everything, and some things have worked, some things have really kind of fallen flat in their face. I would have liked to have the idea of a more conceptual approach, but in any kind of situation where you're more people involved in the decision-making process, I think you tend to, the disagreements outnumber the agreements many times, and I think to a certain degree that can be good, because you're not following just one kind of vision or one idea. You have to wing it a little bit. You have to take what comes. You can have a great idea and then nobody else likes it, and you have to go with something else, and you're pushing yourself. But in the end, you're just making videos, and it's a 4-minute piece of fun, and if you can do it with some thought, I think already there you're beating half of what's out there anyway.
I think there is no connection in that, and I think sometimes those turn out to be the best videos when you have to kind of search for the links, because we just liked what Harald did on the last one on Velvet. That was a cool concept for us, and also there were a little more linked to the lyric, but he took it to an opposite extreme. Here I think he just he's coming up with something that will enhance the song. No, I mean, we had half a day yesterday where we just walked around different sections of town, and definitely get a very... But Cuba's been kind of sort of hot lately in Norway. A lot of Norwegian artists come here to record their albums, and so you already before you're here, you sort of know it. So it just got a lot more expensive. I remember when we did Take On Me, it cost $110,000, and we thought, like, man, that's a lot of money. And then, like, the next one, Hunting High and Low, cost like $250, So now, there's some of these guys are doing like 2-3 millions, so. But we were lucky that it was really in the beginning of the video sort of age, so people had there was a lot of curiosity towards the video and what you could do with it. So you got a lot of attention. That combined, that is really sort of, it's not a machine who made that video, it's a human being. So there was a lot of labor involved, which I think that's why it kind of still looks fresh, because it's not some effect that you got tired of, And actually last month I saw this American band, Incubus, an interview with them, and they said, like, how did you come up with the story for your video? And said, we ripped up Take On Me with a... That's a cool video. It's a very sort of fascinating technique that, always sucks you in, So you could still watch it and find new things.
There is a red line, like with the music, we've used different producers, different people to work with, but there is always a thread through it all. Obviously, to the extent that we are active in our videos, we obviously we give the video some sense of continuation, I suppose. I mean, from one video to the next. And also, if we're not there, it's in the music that's interpreted by the different directors. So there's bound to be some sense of direction that you can see. But I don't think we're conscious of it. We do a video trying to respond to the song, to what that situation is, and you're totally free when you shoot a video as well, or rather when you come up with a script, you're free to do pretty much whatever you want. You can shoot against the story of the song, or you can shoot with it. Very often, not. There's nothing about the arc in the lyrics, but Harald, the director, is using the arc as the setting for something that's personally felt, by in the song. and blah blah blah. Someone's is something that people can say, and you can understand quite easily, that you can feel that it's a conviction that you have, and you know that you cannot promise anything for the rest of your life, but you can promise that that's what you feel like now. But to say forever not yours is a much stronger and a deeper conviction, or a sense of coming to terms with something that is not possible to change. It is a much heavier statement, and the opposite. It could either mean forever up yours, basically, you know, fuck you for all and all that, or it is what this song is about, something very powerful as an emotion, but you also know that it'll never be, and it will forever be what it has been, in a sense.